truly is.
There you are.
Exquisite food you will ever eat in this place.
Starting to think you drowned in the bath.
Maybe I have terrible news. I have a new date for tonight. So I play Jed, who is Roper's mistress, girlfriend. What I loved about Jed was the fact that when we first meet her in episode 1, the version of Jed that she presents to the world, the sort of persona she's created to be part of Roper's world, is not actually the reality of who she is. And I loved playing that duality. I loved finding out who she really was. And I was really intrigued by the backstory that they had written for her, this idea of her being a mother and having a lot of maternal energy, but having left that and the pain and regret of those decisions. And you know, so I was really interested in the schism between, and also her sort of chameleon-like ability to sort of be an actress and perform for this man who's, essentially, her life depends on him, and who she really is. You know, I think what's really interesting, the first time we ever played a scene, the three of us, it was all there already. I mean, because of the stakes of the story and what each character's agenda is and how much they have riding on there, sort of, they really, the stakes are very high for them. There's a lot of danger involved. So I think the sort of tension that is underneath all of that was just there automatically. And I know that the three of us really, really waited to get up to those scenes where we could play the three of us together, because it's like this sort of standoff between them, and each of them wants something from the other person, but they're not really honest about what they want. And each of them is observing the other person and trying to understand how to get into their minds or figure out what it is they can do. It's a sort of battle, really, for survival. And of course, then there's this sort of sexual tension that exists between the three of them all the time. So, you know, I hope it makes for interesting watching, but really playing those scenes was, you know, I loved working with the two of them.
Who are you? Someone's been prying into my affairs.
I was familiar with the Carrie's works, but I wasn't familiar with this. I hadn't read the book. Obviously, I read it when I started working on it, but I was familiar with his work.
I want to put you inside his operation.
I think one of the most amazing things about working on the show was working with Susanna. I have been a huge fan of her work, and I really, really wanted to work with her. I was so excited to work with her. And she's an incredible director. She is really very collaborative. She has a sort of ruthlessness to the way that she approaches characters and scenes. She's just always searching for the truth of the scene. And at the same time, she's also very supportive and almost maternal. And so the relationship I think we developed as actor and director was a really incredible thing. Oh, that's funny. I usually watch TV. I find TV easier than film as an actor to sit back and watch. Sometimes it's difficult to watch film because you're very aware of the craftsmanship behind it. But there's something about television, I think it's to do with the extended sort of time that you view it in. I find it really easy to sit back and just sort of flow through it. So I don't often watch it and think, I want to be in that. Like I really like investing in the reality that's developed in the story. I just finished watching The Bridge, the Swedish-Danish. I've watched 2 seasons, and I absolutely loved it so much. I think Scandinavian television is just incredible what they do with characters, and it has this sort of darkness and grit to it that I love. I couldn't get enough of it. And the 2 lead actors are incredible in that. I can't say anything about the role or the film, but I'm really, really excited to be working on it. Yeah, I mean, we have discussed it actually. Marvel was such a huge part of his life, obviously, with those, with Thor and Avengers and everything. He loves working on Marvel films. I think, I get the sense that he just so loved being able to create that villain, and it is such a wonderful villain to watch. I mean, it's has such complexity and humor and depth to it, and which is really a testament to Tom's, ability as an actor as well to create that. But he was so excited when he found out I was going to be working with it. It's really like, it's a family, that universe is very inclusive. So